Hey guys, this is Third Generation Conjure. We're back with another video. This time we're going to do the Geminis. Alright, so I've been doing 2020 tarot readings for all the zodiac signs, and I'm finally trying to catch up. But if you don't know who we are a spiritual company. We specialize in supplies such as baths, powders, oils, candles, you name it. You can probably find it at our shop. We do offer tarot readings on our website as well. We do have an Etsy shop, and I'm going to leave the link down below. But we're going to get into the 2020 tarot readings for the Gemini. As I stated in my previous videos, I like to give a background. I read from the Rider-Waite deck as well as the Well-Worn Path. The Well-Worn Path deck gives more insight as far as spiritual aspects, so it goes a little bit deeper. But we're going to draw some cards. It's going to go over 10 different aspects of the year 2020 for the zodiac sign of Gemini. So if you give me a second, we'll get some of these cards drawn and we'll get right on into the reading. And I'm going to try to make this, a little bit quick. I don't want to take too much of you guys' time. So I'm going to draw the cards, and I'll probably do a fast forward of the drawing of the cards. And I did want to also go over the year 2020. 2020 is a year of devotion. So whatever you got going on this year, this is a good time to set the groundwork for it. If you're starting any kind of enterprises, any kind of businesses, any kind of new ventures, this is the year to do so. It's also a year of the mass awakening of, a lot of different people. So that is something that a lot of people are going through. They're going through a spiritual journey. But we'll go ahead and get these cards drawn. I won't jabber too much. And we'll get into the reading. Alright, Gemini, so we're going to get into your reading. So we're going to start with the first card, which is the present. Here we have the Queen of Wands. And we also have the Hearth. So what the Queen of Wands represents, it's a card of balanced family and career interest. It's also a card of success for enterprises. This represents a career-minded woman, can represent a woman in command. Okay, so with the Hearth card, this represents home and family life. Also, a sense of your place in the community and inner peace. It also has us to recognize how we are taking care of ourselves. So presently, it appears that you're successfully balancing between home and also career interests. But once again, this card signifies that sometimes you have to take care of yourself. So that's where we are with the present. Okay, so next we have the challenges for the upcoming year, which is the World, and also as above and so below. So what the World card represents, it represents physical and emotional health. It also represents a job change or a change of residence, and also challenges. So there may be some issues with, traveling this year, some issues with a job, or also your emotional health. The as above, so below card represents mirroring. It's all about mirroring. Your life is a reflection of your thoughts and your words and your deeds. So it's a card of energy. It also signifies the material plane and the non-material plane, and coming to the realization that those intertwine and they can affect one another. So those are some of the challenges for the upcoming year. Okay, so next we have the underlying root. So the underlying root of everything that is going on within this year. And we have strength. And we also have the Staghorn God. So what the strength card represents, it's all about self-confidence and self-discipline. also endurance and patience. The Staghorn God is a representation of masculine energy. It also advises you to pay attention to details and also stay in the moment. It also represents material gain and energy, and also business and career related matters. So that appears that career and business is going to be an underlying root of what's going on in this year, and also, you know, your self-confidence and self-discipline and staying motivated. Okay, so next we're going to look at, you know, how you appear throughout this year. And we have the Eight of Swords, and we also have the Old Ones. Okay, so what the Eight of Swords represents, it represents negative feelings that are hindering your productivity. It also represents bondage and feeling trapped in a situation. It can also represent heavy responsibilities, which also can tie back to this card, which is the balance between home and family life. So you may be experiencing, you know, feeling some heavy responsibilities just from career matters as well as, you know, business matters as well. Okay, so then we have also the Old Ones. And what this card represents is all about rootedness and examining, you know, your foundations and your beliefs. It's about energy and momentum that comes from things that have been established beforehand. So also paying attention to, you know, your energy that you're putting out, keeping your emotions, you know, in control. So that's how you're appearing. There may be some issues with, you know, your emotions going haywire this year. Okay, so next we have the influence and aspect. So, you know, what's the influence of this year for those in this sign of Gemini? We have the Eight of Wands, and we also have fire. Okay, so the Eight of Wands, this represents full steam ahead, rapid movement, frenzy. It can represent a job offering. You know, also communication. This represents people who are on the go. So some of your influencing aspects are, you know, you constantly staying busy this year. It may also be some influencing aspects with a job. Okay, so fire is about transformation, but it also cautions you and advises you that there are actions required to bring about change. So you may need to take some action to accomplish your goals or to bring about some kind of change that you want within your life. All right, so next we have your aspirations and concerns. So what you're concerned about this year, you know, what you aspire for this year. And we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Chalice. All right, so with the Wheel of Fortune, this card is about advancement. It's about lucky breaks, elevation of money, trips, overseas trips. It also represents a new vehicle. So that may be some of your, you know, your aspirations this year, you know, advancing in your career, maybe advancing in a relationship, also money. It looks like most of those within the sign of Gemini are concerned with career and focused on career this year, you know, more than anything else. And what the challenge represents is receptivity and mutual ability. It also represents the welling up of emotions and self-contained emotions. You know, as we previously stated, there may be some issues, like with the Eight of Swords, with negative energy. So that may be some of your concerns this year as far as, you know, in the emotional aspect, and, you know, possibly feeling, you know, overwhelmed. Okay, so next we have the probable course. So probable course of what, you know, you'll probably do this year, you know, most of those within the sign. And we have Judgment, and we also have Initiation. Okay, so what the Judgment card represents is it's a call to action. You know, as we previously stated, you know, in your other cards, you know, there's going to require some kind of action to bring about change. But the Judgment card is a call to action. It can also signify a crucial decision that can change the course of your life. So there's going to be something significant going on this year that's going to bring about a major change within your life. All right, so then we have the chalice, and the chalice is, the initiation, and the initiation is all about trust and endurance. It also represents a new phase of life. So there are going to be, some actions that you're going to have to take that's going to lead to some significant change within your life. That may be career aspects, that may be love aspects, it may be spiritual aspects, spiritual awakenings. Okay, so then we have the alternative course. So with the alternative course, this is another course that many of those within the zodiac sign may take. And we have the Tower, and we also have the Wand. The Tower is a collapse of an old way of life. It's a shocking revelation. It could represent a new job. It could represent moving to another residence. It's swift and dramatic change is what's represented by this card. Then we have the Wand, and the Wand represents communication on all levels. It can also represent opportunities and expansion and direction. Okay, so then we have next the outcome for this year. So the outcome of what's going on this year. We have the Knight of Swords, and we have the Cauldron. Okay, so what the Knight of Swords represents is sudden changes. As we spoke, there's going to be some kind of drastic changes going on with those within the sign. This year is represented by the Tower card, and also, represented by Judgment. Okay, so once again, this is swift change, and it's also represented by this Eight of Wands as well. It can represent new ideas. It advises you to use your head rather than your heart. So there may be something going on with love relationships as well. But swords do not bode well for relationships. So that's not going to be a primary focus for most of those within the sign this year. Okay, so then we have the Cauldron, and the Cauldron is all about manifestation. It represents the brewing and the bubbling of something about to manifest or return. So as we previously stated, if you keep your energy right and you keep your mind on the right path, you can achieve your goals, but it's going to be all about the energy that you put into it. Okay, so then we have, what can change this outcome? What can change, your manifestation of what you're trying to manifest this year? And then we have the Moon card, and we also have hand fasting. Okay, and with these two, as far as any kind of relationships, you need to be cautious as well. As I stated, the Knight of Swords does not bode well for any kind of relationships. But, what the Moon card represents is secret truths. It can represent self-deceptions as well, and imagination, fluctuating moods, as well as emotions. So as I previously stated, there's going to have to be a check on your emotions. You're going to have to keep your emotions in check this year. And with the hand fasting, this is all about close relationships and partnerships, and love relationships. So even with that being said, there may be some kind of hidden knowledge that you may not know as far as, a relationship that you may be involved in. All right, well, that is it, guys. So if this video resonated with you, if you can give me a like and subscribe to our channel. And also you can follow our Instagram at Third Generation Conjure. We also have the Etsy shop that I'm going to post the link below as well, and that is www.thirdgenerationconjure.store. You can also find us on Facebook at Third Generation Conjure as well. Thank you. Bye-bye.